Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It wasn't really the kind of result that Nigerians envisaged at the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Crocodiles of Lesotho at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in New York. It ended on a 1-1 draw, and then a lot of Nigerians are not satisfied with the result. Not just the result alone, the lackluster performance from the Super Eagles team. There was no direction. A lot of persons complained about the tactical approach of Jose Pizarro, the coach of Super Eagles, and a lot of talks from different sections of Nigeria, not really comfortable with that Group C opener between the Crocodiles of Lesotho and the Super Eagles. And this game was one game that Nigerian sports loving fans want the Super Eagles to win, at least put smile on our faces, the cheers and everything. If you look around the country, a lot is ongoing. You know, football, sports in general, is a unifying factor, and they actually expected the win at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. To our greatest surprise, even the Lesotho team, the Crocodiles team, took the lead in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and Nigeria had to rally around through Shemi Ajayi, also from a set piece. Both goals were gotten from a set piece, and he was able to equalize 1-1 through set piece taken by Kelechi Iheanacho, the captain of the side for the evening. And if you look at it, a lot of persons really complained about the performance of the Super Eagles. It was not the kind of result we wanted, but this is the first game in the group. We have the likes of Zimbabwe in that group, also Benin Republic in that group, Lesotho, then the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and the game between Zimbabwe and the other counterpart in the group ended also on a goalless note affair. So everything is standing 1 point apiece in Group C. And for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, a lot of persons were not satisfied with that result, and questions has been asked. Most especially in the goalkeeping department, everybody still keep pointing, accusing fingers to Francis Uzoho's performance in between the sticks for Nigeria. If you actually look at that goal, there were questions asked from Francis Uzoho because he couldn't actually organize his defense. The goal was gotten from a corner kick. He couldn't organize his defense very well, and the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the defenders were left gaps in. They couldn't have answer to that goal, but they had to up their game. And if you look at the ball possession between these two sides, the Super Eagles of Nigeria had all the ball possession, about 73 ball possession to 24 ball possession of the Crocodiles of Lesotho. And at the end of the day, it ended on a 1-1 draw for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, which we're not really happy about, and it was not a result that we wanted. And to tell you the truth, now we cannot say the Super Eagles is walking a tightrope, but we still have other games to play in the group. After the game yesterday evening, they leave for Rwanda, where they will keep a date with the Warriors of Zimbabwe in the second game in Group C of the African FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers. And for the Super Eagles, let's see in their second group game if they can actually get all the maximum 3 points. And let's not forget that the top teams will actually qualify for the final phase of the World Cup that will be happening in 3 countries: Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America in 2026. So for the Super Eagles, it's a wake-up call. They need, well, it shows that the smaller teams in Africa are waking up. And if you look at the world generally, football is full a lot of surprises. And for the Super Eagles, well, if you look inward, a lot of persons think Super Eagles should beat a team that is ranked 153rd in the world in the FIFA ranking, while the Super Eagles is ranked 40th in the world and 6th in Africa. So look at the difference. Look at the difference between the Crocodiles of Lesotho and then the Super Eagles. But sometimes I'm always of this opinion that rankings don't play football. It is what you play on the pitch that matters. A team can be ranked 256 in the world and beat a team that is ranked number 1 in the world. So it boils down to how prepared are you. The matter is how prepared are you. What do you have to give? You cannot give what you don't have, and the Super Eagles couldn't give what they don't have. They gave what they have against the Crocodiles of Lesotho, and it ended on a 1-1 draw. That game was not what really expected. Okay, we had other African countries that were involved in the qualifiers yesterday. Also, we had countries like Egypt who whooped their Djibouti 6-0, and Mo Salah scoring 4 goals. That's to tell you a team that is actually ready to qualify for the World Cup. Okay, let's look at the results on the screen. We have Egypt beating Djibouti 6-0. Mo Salah scoring 4 goals. That's Mohamed Salah. Sudan, Togo ended it on a 1-1 draw. Nigeria, Lesotho 1-1. Cape Verde and Angola played out a goalless draw. And Burundi came from behind to beat Gambia 3-2. Gabon also came from behind to beat Kenya 2-1, and Botswana lost at home to Mozambique. That is the Black Mambas of Mozambique 3-2, and Algeria smashed Somalia 3-1 in that particular game. So if you look at all the big boys, I think they got their wins, apart from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who didn't really get that win. So well, let's see what happens against the Warriors of Zimbabwe. The Super Eagles definitely needs to wake up, needs to start grinding a result. Let's also have it in mind that the Nations Cup is not far away from now. The Nations Cup is just a month in between. From now to January, then January 11th, thereabout, the Nations Cup will be kicking off in Cote d'Ivoire, and Nigeria is in Group A in that particular competition, where we have Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau, and then Cote d'Ivoire, the host nation, also in that group. And we'll be opening our first game against the Equatorial Guineans against Guinea-Bissau in that group. So let's see, because some of these qualifiers is also a way of preparing the team ahead of the Nations Cup. So they need to play very well. And so Persis has also said Jose Pizarro don't even have a first 11. Well, I don't really want to believe that, because the players that he normally lined up, well, we see them as the first 11 of a team. There's no difference. All you just need to do is to get your tactics right and start getting results. Nigeria has the talent, with bundle of talent everywhere in the Nigerian Premier League, outside this country, but they need to show determination. They need to know that when they are putting on that green and white colors, which represent our identity, they need to show hunger. They need to show zeal and determination. That is what the team is lacking. But for the individual talent, it's there. So these guys need hunger. They need to push up so that we can become, still go back to where we used to be, because we are dubbed the giants of Africa. I think the giant in us is sleeping. Well, let's quickly go over the result again before we go to the next story on the show. Like you saw on the screen, Djibouti lost to Egypt at home, far away in Egypt. They were away 6-0. Sudan, Togo 1-1. Nigeria also played a 1-1 draw with Lesotho. Cape Verde and Angola ended it on a goalless affair. Burundi 3, Gambia 2, Gabon 2, Kenya 1, Botswana 2, Mozambique 3, and Algeria 3, Somalia 1. Those are the results. Okay, let's leave the African qualifiers for the FIFA 2026 World Cup and now come back home. Let's talk about the handball. The Adova Handball League is ongoing and it's already day 3. There were actions in day 2, and also there were actions in day 3. It's already day 4, I beg your pardon, and fixtures are lined up for day 4. But let's look at the results of day 3. But for the Imo Grasshoppers, they beat Benue Buffaloes in that particular game 27-21. It ended in favor of Imo Grasshoppers. This was a team that was struggling last season in the league, but this time around they are actually showing their worth, they are showing their metals, their strength in the second phase of the Adova Handball League 2023 that is happening at the Rowi Park in Lagos. Now look, these are the results for the men. Day 3 results for men. We have Confluence Stars lost to Toji Marine Academy of Lagos 21-32. Correctional Boys, that is Correction Boys, you know when we say Correctional Boys, that is prisons, They beat Benue Buffaloes 22-18, and Lagos Seasiders lost. These two teams, they know each other very well. Lagos Seasiders lost to Safety Shooters just by 3 points, 25-22. It ended. Rima Strikers of Sokoto beat Bender Dynamos 31-27. Police Machine of Lagos also lost to D Defenders of Abuja 18-21. And then Niger United, the table toppers, to the second phase of the league, beat Kano Pillars 31-17. That is a Northern Derby affair. It was actually a surprising result for Kano Pillars to lose by that margin to Niger United. Let's see how it ends. This was for the men, and then for the women, like you heard from the beginning, Benue Queens lost to Imo Grasshoppers 27-21, and DD Defender Babes of Abuja also beat Bender Dynamos. Both men and the women lost their games 34-23, and then Seasider Babes and Rima Strikers of Sokoto ended it on a draw 25-24, 25-25, I beg your pardon, at first. It was a draw between these two teams, and Safety Babes also and Plateau Peacocks ended in on a draw 18-18, and then Delta Queens, who has been struggling, was able to get this better side of their own neighbors too. Is a South derby, that is Niger Delta derby, 29-15. These were some results. These are the results of day 3 of the Adova Handball League that is ongoing in Lagos. At the end of the day, let's see the team that will be crowned champions. Safety Shooters, Safety Babes, they were the Niger United. They are the defending champions of the league. So let's see who wins it 2023. Okay, let's leave the handball story, and now let's talk about another beautiful game. And for this particular game, the federation has been doing very, very well. They've been lining up programs to actually see how they can better their lots, get players for the national team. And when we talk about this particular sport, I think the federation president knows what the sport is all about, know what that game is all about, and that is why we can see that federation is one of the vibrant federation we have in Nigeria. I'm talking about volleyball. And now the second phase of the 2023 volleyball league will be serving off today in the city of Abuja at the MKO Abiola National Stadium. The second phase serves off today with men and women team participating in this particular competition. Like you heard from the onset, this is a way of avenue of getting players for the national team. Engineer Musa Nimrod, the president of the Nigerian Volleyball Federation, has been doing excellently well for that federation. Programs upon programs, games upon games, competitions upon competitions from January to now has been lined up for that federation. They've been doing well. So whatever results we get from the volleyball, it is because of their hard work and preparation. Okay, let's look at the fixtures for the men. Games will be coming up today in the volleyball league, the second phase. We have Nigerian police team, volleyball team will take on NSCDC team of Abuja. Both teams are based in Abuja. NIS, that is against Kada Kings of Kaduna. We have Spartan VC of Abuja against Sunshine Spikers, and then Offa VC against the Coas Spikers, that is the Nigerian Army team. So these are the fixtures, day 1 fixtures for the men. We also have day 1 fixtures for the women. We have Anambra Queens against NIS. We have CNS Spikers against Life Camp VC, that is Volleyball Club of Abuja. We have Coas Spikers of Abuja against NSCDC of Abuja also in that counter. We have Benue Queens against Kwara United. So a lot of Abuja teams are actually participating in the Volleyball League 2023. So you can just go there, go to the MKO Abiola National Stadium and catch some beautiful sights, some beautiful scene of the Nigerian Volleyball League second phase that is serving off today at the MKO Abiola National Stadium. So which of the team are you going to support? We have quite a number of teams from Abuja, especially the Life Camp volleyball team. They have been doing well since they came on board 2 years ago. They have not rested on their oars. They've been coasting home. They've been turning out victories upon victories. In phase 1, they did well in phase 1 of the league. They didn't lose any game until the second phase. Let's see if they can be crowned champions of the Nigerian Volleyball Premier League 2023. Like I mentioned, in these particular competitions, players will be gotten for the national team. And to tell you the truth, we have quite a young team. Most usually the live camp VC, they are full of young talent. You can go there and see for yourself what I'm saying. So the league will be serving off at the MKO Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. A lot of teams, the men and the women, they want fixtures. Go there, catch glimpses of these matches. Any team you want to support, you are free to support. And if you get a jersey of any of the team, you can just put it on while you wave your flag for your team and support them with your heart. Okay, let's leave the volleyball. And now quickly, let's look at there were qualifiers for the African fixtures. There are African fixtures, that is for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We have games that will be coming up this afternoon that have been lined up, or the continuation of the qualifiers from what we saw yesterday. So the qualifiers will be coming up. Some of them will be coming up this afternoon, and then in the evening, and then tonight we also have games that has been lined up for the African qualifiers. Okay, let's look at some of the qualifiers. We have Burkina Faso against Guinea-Bissau. We have Eswatini against Libya. Cameroon, we welcome Mauritius. Congo will travel to face Zambia, and Ivory Coast will be at home to entertain Seychelles. Guinea will play Uganda. Liberia will battle Malawi. Tunisia against Sao Tome and Principe. We have Comoros to play Central African Republic, that is CAR, and Ghana will take on Madagascar, that is the Black Stars of Ghana. Those are some of the African fixtures that will be coming up for Nigeria. It was actually a disappointing one for Nigeria because we actually didn't do well. To say the truth, Nigeria didn't do well, and to tell you, a lot of Nigerian fans are not happy with that the Super Eagles result, because this is if you look at Lesotho, though there are no longer small teams when it comes to football, but at times you need to just get the better side of these smaller teams to make a statement. And we know what happened to us before the Nations Cup. We actually played 2 friendly games. We drew against the Falcons of Saudi Arabia, and then against the Black Mambas of Mozambique. We struggled to actually win that game. And because of those 2 friendly games, we were ranked 40th in the world in FIFA ranking, and we're pushed out of the top 5 teams in Africa. And because of that, that cost us some, well, let me say, we would have been in a team where we can actually get the better result. But because we were ranked 6th in Africa, we were not seeded. So, and that cost us our position, our group in the African Nations Cup that will be happening in Cote d'Ivoire next year. And that, because of that, we were grouped in Group A, where we'll play Cote d'Ivoire, the host, Guinea-Bissau, and then Equatorial Guinea. And a lot of persons have been saying the Super Eagles is not actually ready for the African Nations Cup, where I don't really want to share in that, because the team has the talent. It's now left for the coach to up his game, to actually look inward and look beyond what he is doing now for the Super Eagles, and see how he can correct some of the lapses, most especially the goalkeeping department. I don't actually know why Joseph Pissarro has kept faith in Francis Uzoho. And before that particular game against Lesotho on Thursday, he defended the inclusion or the invitation of Francis Uzoho to the team, whereas we have other quality goalkeepers. And over the years, we've been producing goalkeepers in the Nigerian Premier League. So a lot of persons has called on Joseph Pissarro to at least watch the NPFL game, Nigerian Premier League games, and see and shop for good goalkeepers. Well, it is good that he invited Obasoge of Bendel Insurance to replace Maduka Okoye, who couldn't join up with the team because of visa issues. Obasoge, they didn't even get to play, but he is there with the team. He will be traveling with the team to Rwanda, where they will play the Warriors of Zimbabwe. But the truth is, if we rely on Francis Uzoho, well, I don't think Francis Zoho can take us to the promised land if we really want to land the Nations Cup for the record 4th time. For Jose Pizarro, he needs to shop for goalkeeper. We still have a month in between, and he can actually do that. Watch the Nigerian Premier League, get good goalkeepers, or probably look into the foreign leagues. We have other Nigerian goalkeepers that are doing well in various clubs in Europe and get them to play for the Super Eagles. Since Enyama left the team, we've not really had a good goalkeeper to take that position. Okay, before we leave that story, let's quickly go over the fixtures so that you can know some of the games you will follow this afternoon. And then tonight we have Burkina Faso taking on Guinea-Bissau, Eswatini. We play Libya, Cameroon against Mauritius. Congo will keep a date with Zambia. Ivory Coast will entertain Seychelles. Uganda will go far away to Guinea to battle Guinea there. And then we have Liberia playing Malawi. Tunisia will take on Sao Tome and Principe. Comoros will play Central African Republic, and Ghana will play Madagascar. So those are the fixtures for today in the African FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers that will happen in Canada and Mexico. Okay, let's quickly look at this transfer story where it keeps coming on the news every time, and we will keep talking about it because he's our own. Victor Osimhen. Now, reports coming in from London is that Chelsea won't sign Victor Osimhen in January. And we know that Walter Mazzarri is now the new coach of Napoli after Garcia was shown the exit door because of some poor run of result. And particularly against the game against Lesotho on Thursday, that is the Super Eagles game, actually missed the services of Victor Osimhen due to injury. And we're hoping he will be back this weekend to play in the Italian Serie A fixtures. That is the club engagement in the Italian Serie A with Napoli. And now news featuring from London is that Chelsea won't sign Victor Osimhen in January. They want to keep faith with the likes of Nicholas Jackson, Madueke, and the rest of Raheem Sterling. They said they have a lot of strikers, but let's see if they can actually keep off Victor Osimhen from not signing him in January, because Victor Osimhen is a fantastic striker, prolific striker, and Mikel Obi has come out weeks ago that he will make sure that Victor Osimhen plays for Chelsea FC, because since DJ Drogba left Chelsea, they've not actually had a replacement. They've seen the qualities of DJ Drogba in Victor Osimhen. That is why Chelsea is also sniffing around him. The likes of Manchester United, Arsenal also looking to see if they can sign Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen has not actually settled since the beginning of this season in Napoli. We know the off-field issue, the TikTok issues that happened between him and the club, and the manager also not really satisfied with Victor Osimhen. So a lot of off-field issues have been ravaging Napoli, and that has kept them on the 5th position in the Italian Serie A table. They lost to Udinese before, to Empoli, I beg your pardon, 1-0 at home at the Armando Maradona Stadium. They lost that game 1-0 to Empoli, and that didn't really sit well with the management of Napoli. That is why they show Gracia the exit door and employed their former manager, who spent 3 years from 2004 to 2007. He was with Napoli before he left. Walter Mazzarri will now be in charge till the end of the season. Let's see if he's going to give Osimhen the kind of a welcoming hand. He will be using Osimhen the way he wants to use him, and so that he can get goals. He was the league highest goal scorer last season, and this time around he has not really started the season well for Napoli. And if you look at it for Chelsea, well, news coming in from London is that they will not sign Victor Osimhen in January. They want to stick with the strikers they have right now. All right, that is where we'll leave it on the show. We are sorry that Abba Michael couldn't join us via Zoom because of some engagement he has. I will have been here with us to actually do justice to the stories we have on the show 360 Sports. So on that note, this is where we'll leave it on the program.